With the music industry in subpar growth mode, will AI music overtake real music? Hello, this is Chart GPT today. Kind of take a look at the music industry and where it's heading here, and maybe go even further into the future in the forecasting of whether or not the music industry will go forward and what the effect AI might have to it. First of all, take a look at this overall music. It kind of is going down. I mean, that was in the year 2000 was the advent of R&B and hip-hop, but even then it's kind of declining, and then along about 2014, 2015 it's kind of come up. But I think that's more about the technology. That's kind of when the streaming services came online. And then if you look at the U.S. market and going forward, it's going to climb, but it's not. I would call it subpar growth. Most of these are going into streaming services where they group a whole set of artists into one, and so the per play price is going down, but they're actually getting more revenue because people will pay. They won't pay what they used to pay for an LP or a CD, but they may pay for a service that has a whole bunch of music, and that's kind of what's causing the growth there. Of course, that might run out of gas. Looking at specific the R&B and the hip-hop rise and fall, I mean, they have come under hard times. Some of the stars have kind of rolling off, and there's the new stars coming on board. They're so, shall we say, varied that it's hard to really have the big stars like we used to have. There's still some around. Of course, here's the kind of the key chart here. The music genres of America. It's the highest is rock alternative, and with the India, it's independent music there, which is 45%, which means that people are more interested in authentic, real artists as opposed to just kind of this electronic, kind of mainstream music industry type music. Country music still is way big. You still have your contemporary music, and R&B is taking a skid down there at 38%, and then of course it goes down from there. So it's interesting. Of course, so this is, like we said before, the independents are growing. So when you look at the whole industry, Universal, Sony, and Warner Music are the key players, but then the independents are coming up. And that might be good for the artists, but maybe not good for the overall industry. Of course, here's that subscription audio services. It takes 50% of the market, and that's kind of been the change in what we've seen in the marketplaces. People be willing to pay for a whole set of music, not just an individual artist as before. And of course, here you can see the major players in this. They're Spotify, Apple, Amazon, even YouTube. So you can see the big one there is Spotify there. Now you might think people were used to pirate. People did used to pirate CDs and LPs, but now, of course, it's because it's a streaming service and the cheapness of it. People, no longer can strip CDs, and they may, now they have to kind of steal a password to get into the streaming service, and they can kind of control that a little bit better. So the privacy has been on the downslope. So the real issue is what the effect of artificial intelligence going to have. We know that a lot of music now is being predicted to take over by storm the music industry. Will people enjoy listening to a computer-generated, artificial intelligence-produced music, or do they want this authentic? Of course, a recent star here, rich man north of Richmond, kind of hit the Apple #1 chart because of the authenticity, and that's what people really like. Otherwise, they might just listen to AI generated and leave the mainstream media people to their own device. Let's take a listen to the R&B section of this and compare the original artists from the AI generated and tell me if it's really all that different.
This a different mode. I might have to make a pain of 6 on a pinky, falling in and out of love. I know that feeling's like a drug. Get it clear, got a naked on a test, got my diamonds on and best. Lucy's wearing off, I need a little time. Cancer in the chest, like cardiac arrest. I've been feeling stressed, trying to find ways to. Sometimes I still get butterflies when I look into your eyes.
Take off your idols, take off the runway, take off the Cairo, take off the Sandro, pay 5-day stay.
Stay on your path, stay on your craft. They just want you to switch your lanes up so they can hate on your ass. What's in?
I'm Slim Shady, yes I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just imitating. So won't the real Slim Shady please carefully put there in a rush? I'm right as rain. You should hide away from this right as rain.
Yeah, maybe R&B is and hip hop is not your cup of tea, but you can kind of see that there's not a whole lot of difference between the two. And besides, R&B recently has been so heavily synthesized with true voice type techniques, and so are the people even really singing it, even when they are supposed to be singing it. So AI can easily take over this. So I think you're going to see the growth of AI music in the pop area, but people are still going to pay money for authenticity, I think. But we'll see how it goes forward. Give us your opinion in the polling. Will AI music take over and have a significant impact in the future, or it'll be a big dud and people will still want to listen to these semi-real music? That's why I put it in quotes there. And take a look at the AI, and they kind of give you an idea of what they believe how AI will affect music, and that might be interesting as well. So check out the post link in the description box and check all those references out as well. Don't forget to subscribe.